Welcome back to the Director's Garage. I am your host and resident idiot, Michael, and today, folks, we have a mystery box.
Oh, baby.
And I think I can call this one a Director's Garage exclusive. Honestly, I have no idea if it's exclusive or not, but it does sound good, doesn't it? Well, I'm going with it, whatever. Now, I have full knowledge of the contents of this particular package, yet I've never heard nor seen what's inside, so kind of confounding, isn't it? Well, here's a few more riddles. What's in this box is supposed to be lighter and easier to drive than the version I already have. What's up with that? And what's up with this shirt? Okay, that last one was a tease, because this tasteful headphone logo is the center of the Director's Garage merch universe. It's like Marvel, but without the cool effects, millionaire celebrity appearances, or mouth-watering budgets. But you can get a thermos that will water your mouth. Can't speak for any other body parts, but the idea here is high quality stuff that will last, stuff you can wear to work or the golf course, tasteful, fun. Head over to directorsgarage.com and check out these insanely cool products. I've worked on this stuff for years, and I can attest, this white polo rejects mustard like a champ.
What's in the box?
Okay, so let's get back to the other mystery. What's in this box right here? Well, that's a question I am more than happy to give an answer to because, guys, I'm as excited to find out what's in this box as you guys are. I'm gonna do some cutting, and I don't think anyone has really had a chance to spend much time with these. In fact, even getting a pair, it's kind of like finding a treasure. Boy, this tape has given me struggle today, but yeah, these are just making their way into users' hands right now. I think we're finally about ready. What do you say we open this thing up and end the suspense? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Why, and oh my god, we got ourselves a mod house. What? Yeah, it's a mod house, guys. Isn't that something? Let's dig a little deeper. I love this part. It's so great. Spin it around and dig a little deeper. Are you guys ready for this one? Are you ready? Why, and oh my god, we got ourselves, well, it's a mod house tungsten.
What?
But wait, don't I already have a tungsten? But my friends, this right here is no ordinary tungsten. First of all, look at the spirograph thing going. That's fantastic. But this, my friends, is a version 2 of the Mod House Tungsten. Yes, the Mod House Tungsten now has an official mod. So what's changed? Well, hopefully not too much, because this original tungsten is a damn fine headphone, if I do say so my damn self. So let's see if we can tell differences just by looking at these two. Now, obviously, the face plates are going to be a big difference. This is a custom pair Ryan made for me, and he's going to be not doing as many of these custom pairs in the future. But I look at this. I love this holographic sort of effect here. Very, very cool. And I think it might be the reason that I feel like this is maybe a touch heavier than this headphone, the OG version. Other things I can note is just take a look at the top band here. Now, there's a notch in this one. There's no notch in this one. So obviously they've changed this out for some reason, don't know why. And then the yoke material here, this is different. This is a smoother plastic. This feels a little more abrasive. So it's a different process apparently to make the mold for this. And then I would note that in this version anyway, he's changed out the ear pads. These are a perforated leather, and you have a hybrid on my version right here. So Ryan told me that these changes were made for a specific reason. I'm going to tell you about it right now. You see, Ryan never expected the demand for the tungsten to lead to this many sales. He wanted to make his own version of a Susvara headphone, and he thought, these are really cool. Maybe we'll sell a few hundred if we're lucky, right? Only life had other plans, and these things became a massive, massive success. But he didn't really build the original to scale to meet this kind of demand. So in this version 2, he's redesigned some things so he's no longer going to be waiting on parts. He also allegedly made these easier to drive. How much easier? Well, we're about to find out in a Director's Garage sound impression. But yeah, we're going to do some comparisons to the original Tungsten as we go along. Kind of a mini shootout.
Sound impression.
So this will be a really fun video. How well has Ryan cloned his own creation? Has he built a better dolly? Remember the clone sheep, anyone? Well, anyway, I'm just going to start off with a little Edgar Winters, and They Only Come Out at Night is the album. We're going to start with Frankenstein, of course, because it's alive! Anyway, so stupid. The high energy of that song should really show off the amazing bass of the Tungsten, and it will give us the opportunity to check out the efficiency of this version 2. Now, my original must run on high gain on the Ray Samuels B21 Raider, and you got to open it up quite a bit. Let's check out Frankenstein. Well, the bass comes out right away. It comes out to play. Some insane keyboard runs on this, and it's a driving song. It's really a lot of fun. And I'm hearing right away, I don't know if I can tell a difference between this version of the House Tungsten and the original. Edgar Winter's a great story, though. He and his late brother, Johnny, they're both albinos. I saw Johnny many years ago. He was the main guitarist with Muddy Waters, who lived in a small suburb of Chicago called Westmont, town right next to where I grew up. Muddy didn't play as much guitar in his later years, so Johnny kind of stepped up, but both are fantastic musicians. Edgar plays a number of different instruments. He's a sessions musician, a saxophonist. He played saxophone on Tina Turner's Simply the Best, the remake of David Lee Roth's Just a Gigolo, and Frankenstein was just a massive hit in 1972. This is great stuff. I really love the doubling lines. There's some great percussion in here. This is a lively song, and this is a good headphone to check this song out on. All right, I'm going to pause right here as we're getting into the middle section of it, and we're going to swap and go to the OG version of this and see what the difference is in sound. Now, I'm just going to keep it going. Same part in the song. And yeah, this is quieter. So he has made an efficiency jump for sure. I would say it's probably a 15%, maybe 20% jump in efficiency. Man, the bass though. God, the bass is just kicking on this headphone. Okay, we're in the drum solo section. I just played through that. I want to hear that on the new version. All right, so I'm backing up now. I want to hear the same section, but oh my God, it's a lot louder. These don't sound as much as slammy to me. They actually sound tighter. They sound a little faster. But they don't, I'm not picking up the same slam thing. I want to do something else. I want to change pads now. I want to listen to that same section of that was giving me such great slam on the OG, and I want to change these pads out. Same mechanism. So I want to see if the pads made a difference here in that section. These sound crisper. They sound crisper, and it's not the pads. Okay. Let's pause for a second. I've been very experimental lately, you'll notice. Watch that last video I did with the ribbons. Yeah, we're doing a lot of experimentation in the Director's Garage these days. I want to go back to the original Tungsten, listen to that one more time, because I do hear a difference in bass, but I would also allow that these are pretty aged now. They're at least a year old minimum, and I wonder if the elasticity of the driver loosens up over time, and that will give it a more slammy presentation. But let's go ahead, back up, and listen to this same section again. The kick drum really has a presence and an authority. And slam properties to it that I'm not picking up on the new Tungsten V2. And that's okay. It's just something I want to note, and something you should know about if you're upgrading or considering upgrading to the new Tungsten. Yeah, there's a little less physicality to it. But again, I think these sound faster to me. Like, they seem a little crisper on the note, on the drum hit. Very good. Okay, well, I'm going to keep this thing going. We're going to pause here. Let's move on to another track, so I'm not doing the same thing all day. Let's do Rush, because I haven't listened to a Rush song in about 20 minutes. So it's important that we visit them. And we're going to go to Red Barchetta off of Moving Pictures. And what you have to do for this one is go to Sector 2. This is the remasters. And listen from here. You've got Alex Lifeson's guitar, and you've got Geddy on the synth, and now Neil's kick. I like this one. This sounds tight and nice. Oh, just immersive. Such a great headphone. You spend a little bit of time with these, and you begin to understand why there's such a huge wait list for this headphone. I mean, Ryan has made something really incredible. All right, let's listen to the same section then. Let's go through the OG Tungsten and see if I can't pick up more of this difference in just bass slam. I don't think there's a difference in presence, and these sound faster to me, so that's going to make a difference too, in a different way. I like the top end of this version better, but I like the bottom end of this version better. But both are very similar. I'm splitting hairs to some degree here. Yeah, they are really close. The biggest difference between the two is the levels, because I got to continuously back down the levels on the new version, because they're just a little more efficient, and that is, I'm used to just having to just jam these things out. And I wonder if the loudness is also giving me a perceptive difference. The top end sounds a little more rounded, like it's just a little bit sharper on this one, meaning a little peaky. This sounds like it's been tamed just shaved a little bit. But these sound faster to me, like there's a little bit of a speed improvement. And again, I just wonder if it's, when you use something and it's got a tight membrane driver on it, it's going to get some elasticity over time just from use, I would think. It's such a good experience, though. Huh. And these have the stage. There's a beautiful stage on this, which is the one thing that I would always flag this for over the Caldera, was this headphone had the stage. Yeah, Ryan hasn't hurt himself by making this V2. And it's going to be great if he can get these out faster to folks. This is great. Oh, nice little tom roll from Neil Peart. All right, I'm going to pause here and we're going to move on to something else because I've got to. So fun, guys. What a fun day. Fun day in the garage. We're going to do one more. I'm going to head over to the Eagles, and I want to hear the bass thunder of Hell Freezes Over, and I want to go to the Hotel California version of this because the bass is insane on this particular track. It's a classic. It's got this thunderous bottom end, Spanish guitar lead in, and then boom, bass hits. Phenomenal. Ugh. It's still thunderous on this headphone. Woo. It's just head-shaking bass on this. I'm talking about the kick drum. I often exchange bass drum and kick drum. Excuse me. It's so good, though. This isn't even high res. This is just a good recording. And it just tells you it doesn't matter. You don't need all the extra bits if the recording was done right. Spectacular. All right. Before we get into the singing, I do want to hear... I got a cup that keeps flying off on this one. Doesn't want to stay put, but I want to hear that intro again on the OG, just because we've been comparing the bass differences. Yeah, there's just a little bit of like physicality to this on this version of the Tungsten, this OG. They're very close though. They're very close. I'm just noticing a subtle difference. I mean, this has everything. I mean, these are bass cannons. They are fast. They are musical. They slam in the right places. They're fun. Tons of detail. I mean, and they're just for the highest end model, you're looking at $2,000. Yeah, these just sound a little bit tighter to me. They sound a little bit crisper. But again, at the sacrifice of a little bit of bottom, boom. Okay, I think it's a good place to call this one. Look, you guys only get to see a fraction of what I listen to when I do these reviews or do these listening sessions. I pull a couple of choice songs out of what I've listened to and made some hopefully clever or interesting comments about. So the listening section actually goes a lot longer, but I think that with this revision, Ryan has done a solid new version of this old Tungsten from Mod House. I love my original, and Ryan custom designed these for me in the director's garage color scheme. And sort of in a way, like after I got them, I'm like, well, I can't not buy these things because, oh my God, they're just so cool, right? And now this version here, this is a steel plate that he's made specifically for this headphone, he told me. So where have the improvements been made? Well, mostly in construction, but these are a little bit more efficient, and I think that efficiency change, which is, I'm guessing around 15 to 20% in that area, I'm having to adjust my volume knob to compensate because these are playing a lot louder than the OGs. I would say that's the biggest change between these two. Slight feel on the plastic. This feels a little more polished maybe. This is a little more sandpapery, a little more abrasive. But the biggest difference sonically is these seem to have a touch more detail to my ears than the OG, and the OG has a little more slapping bottom end on it that's a little more rough and tumble. And I happen to really like that characteristic.
Conclusion.
If I was an OG Tungsten owner, would I spend for the version 2? I think these are so close, I probably would not. I also kind of like the little more bassy effect of this headphone, and this one may grow into that as they get older. I don't know. But I prefer the slappier, looser, funner sound to the more tight, detail-oriented and the tighter bass. I like more of the slam to it. The faceplate certainly would transfer if I ever wanted to do that, but I mean, how do you get rid of this? This is iconic, boys. Okay. So yeah, I'm happy with what I have, so I see no reason for me personally to upgrade, and frankly, I have enough amplification here to push this OG, and I'm happy to do so. So that's the new House Tungsten version 2. Ryan has made changes to this headphone so they're easier to drive and easier to produce and keep up with demand. And I gotta say, mission accomplished, Ryan. Excellent job. You can pick up this version 2 at modhouseaudio.com. The cost remains the same, $1,500 for the single-sided magnet version, and $2,000 will get you the double-sided version. I prefer the double-sided if you remember my original review, but the lead time on this headphone is still sitting at about 6 months to get a pair, but that number's going to come down as this version 2 rolls out. But if you have the patience, guys, if you have the patience, you get a hell of a headphone that sounds multiples its price.
Wrap this damn show up.
Now, of course, I got to thank Ryan for sending these to the garage for me to check out. Very few people have heard these. He's a great guy, though, and a regular on my Hangover Hangout. Head over to the Patreon page to find out when those sessions take place. But I got to send these back. Someone's waiting on this very pair. And my special thanks, of course, to that Patreon army. You're seeing their names right now on the screen. Their support helps keep this channel afloat as we navigate, shall we say, trying times in the director's professional life. Well, up next, guys, we're going to be heading back into the land of the ribbons for an in-depth review of this headphone, the RAL 1995 Amanus and its little brother, the Magna. You don't want to miss that one. Make sure you
Like, and subscribe.
give this episode a thumbs up if you appreciated this first exclusive look at the House Tungsten version 2. I have no idea if it's exclusive or not, but you can also do the other thing if you just don't like the way I say exclusive. All right, get out of here. I will see you guys before you know it.
People, can you show me the way to the direct garage? It ain't too far, no it isn't, no it isn't. But I've been searching and searching away.